Hello, hello, it's the Tuesday show. I'm Ultra David.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Sejam.
Tasty Steve.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
Well, we're going to be talking about the Injustice 2 beta. We'll talk about Frosty Faustings. Dan is going to be doing something. We're also going to talk about the...
Is that what he says?
OLG.
I never noticed.
The tears in his eye.
You played Dan.
I always thought you said Vol'jin, but that's a joke that not many people are going to get.
Is father.
Oh, okay.
He's
That makes
screaming
way
for
more
Oh,
sense.
duh, yeah.
Way more
He's
sense.
screaming for
We're
his
also going to
father.
talk about the potential effects of the travel ban on the FGC and
That doesn't affect
video
us.
games.
It's just video games, man.
It's just video games.
That's what
It's
they
just
say.
video games.
God.
Anyway, but let's start with Injustice 2. The beta is out. It will be out for like a month, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like another 2 weeks, right?
Another couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's only been a week.
It's
Has
only
it?
been a
I
week.
thought it was
Yeah,
been
it's been a
2
week.
Dude,
It's only
I'm
been
telling you right now, these past 9 days have been the longest days.
Have they?
It feels like it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Dude,
you're right.
every
Yeah,
morning-
you mean since day one of
Yeah,
presidency
every
on
time
day
I
3?
wake up,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Day one of
how
hell
many,
on earth.
how many, how many more days do we have to deal with this? So yeah, anyways.
My girlfriend gets out of work and she immediately texts me like, "What happened?"
Yo,
What
when
happened
are
while I
you
was
going
in
to
there?
do this? I'm
Oh,
telling you
politics
right
stream.
now.
The
You
politics
have to do
stream.
please, David. I would be
Loyally
there. You would be my first sub. I would legitimately.
Wait, how
stream-
would he be your first sub? Don't you mean you would be his?
You
first
know what
sub?
I meant. That's I would you.
Your
you.
talk would be so good,
Ugh.
he'd log into your account and subscribe to himself. You're his top 5 favorite streamers in his list of top 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
I'm
actually,
3 of those.
you went to LAX. That was so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You were
it's-
part of the. You went there and
gotta
helped
do what you gotta
protest
do.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up too late. I think I woke up after the thing.
It was going
done.
until like 7 or 8.
Oh, was it? Oh,
night.
okay. I thought they said like 1 to 4 or
They
something.
did,
like
but you
that,
know,
so,
protests. I
yeah.
mean, that's basically
Protest.
like FGC time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
I
show
feel
up
like
late.
if you go on time to a
Protest
protest and
every
it
time.
ends the minute you say it's
Yeah,
gonna end, then
PST.
it's not a real protest,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done at 4. Jokes on them. We're not leaving at 8. Let's
Yeah.
get it started, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's stuff I've been doing for 15. How old am I? 20 years, maybe? Almost.
He's 23, so.
What am I, 33? Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Anyway,
What am
I always
I,
have to do the math now. Anyway, let's talk about Injustice. So I haven't really had a chance to play it
Haven't
yet.
we been talking about Injustice this whole time?
Is it? Well, okay. I feel like that's why we... Nice work.
Can't make your segue that obvious. You gotta keep it together.
Yeah.
That wasn't a segue, dude.
Segue
That was
I
on
actually
one.
have not had a chance to play it on account of I've been doing other things for the last week, not video games as much. But you have had a chance to play
I played 5 matches.
Injustice as well.
I was teaching
haven't
him
had
today.
a chance to play it.
Yeah, so we went to the ESL studios today and they were there. And he was playing Batman. I was like, all right, I'm going to show you the ropes, right?
Yeah.
So I was like teaching him the basic strings and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you just do. It's crazy to me the fact that like there's so much legacy in the game that I legit was like, oh yeah, just do 1, 2, 3, back 2, then
I
trade,
was
and
doing
then 4, 2,
combos
3,
in no
and then
time. It was
like,
fun.
I couldn't believe I was
sick.
like,
It's like doing a Tekken combo.
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
It's like the same.
it's crazy to me how much legacy there is in the game. But I got a chance to play. I've been playing mostly Superman to start because that was the character I knew the best out of the 4 that were there, right? Because 2 of them are returning, 2 new.
Right, so it's Batman, Superman,
Yeah, so-
and
Supergirl
Supergirl, and
Atrocitus.
Atrocitus.
Yeah. So I got a chance. I played a lot of Superman at the start because I was like, all right, let me, play the character I'm most familiar with, and that's the character who was kind of like my pocket at the start of the game, and then later on I just played him for fun. So I was like, let me try out Superman. Legacy is still there. A lot of the things feel the same. His forward 2 is a high now, which is interesting, right? So before that was one of the most dominant footsie tools.
For sure.
Now it's one of the most dominant footsie tools, but it's a high. It's crazy how good
Highs
it
are
is.
good, man.
Yeah, highs are still a good attack. It's like what is that Codal string that everybody complains is not good
Yeah,
because at
back
first
one.
it's a high.
Yeah,
Back
still
one
is
is no
very
good.
strong, obviously.
You're
Yeah.
just gonna duck back 1, right?
Yeah, you just
I
need
mean,
to duck,
'cause
sure.
the reason why,
Forward
because
two.
the reason why people don't realize that is because Injustice and Mortal Kombat,
Yep.
especially Mortal Kombat, has that Tekken feel where crouching is the bad idea to do.
Oh, yeah, in
because
a lot
like
of
most
instances, yeah.
combos aren't nearly as bad because
Good, it depends
if
on
they
the
hit
character.
you-
Yeah, against most characters you default low block. There's certain
Right,
characters where
but
it's
it's
different.
like in Mortal Kombat though, it's like if I just hit you with down kick, like nothing
Oh, I know
combos,
what
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, if you're just
But like if
normal
you know
crouching.
about the strings and stuff
Sure.
like that, yeah.
The strings have the
uh-huh.
important lows. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
of
watch
course,
the
of course.
strings. But yeah, so I got the chance to play Superman a lot. I played against Ketchup the first day, who was
Oh, that's
playing
cool.
Atrocitus, West Coast
That
US.
seems kind of appropriate,
To
actually.
yeah, He's
the
all
red
red.
character?
Yeah, spitting cat. So we know.
Yeah,
he's
his
spitting
blood.
ketchup
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, his blood portal is like ketchup and everything. So I played from West Coast US to Europe. I don't know if he's in the UK right now or if he's in Poland because that's where ESL Studios is. So
right.
either way, the connection was great.
Right.
It was better than me playing my roommate down the hall in Street Fighter V online. True story. Actually, that's actually true. So yeah, I played against Ketchup. Connection was great. Everything felt awesome. I played against Dragon, who's East Coast. Connection was great. No problems with that. Rip was streaming. He was playing against Foxy. That's West Coast to UK. Connection was great.
Wow.
No issues there. Modern fighting games can have good netcode. It's crazy, right?
Does it feel like the MKX netcode?
It feels like
Or
that.
is it better,
It
or-
feels like that, maybe better, but at least as good as
I mean,
MKX netcode.
it is the beta, and even for the Street Fighter V beta, when there were fewer people on it,
Yeah.
it
It
feels
felt
better.
great, right.
I don't
That's
expect
right.
it to get worse though. Is the thing
Yeah,
about
because
it.
the
Because the
MKX one
MKX
is good.
netcode is that
MKX
good.
netcode is
Yeah,
really
but I
good
mean,
now.
then again, Cross Tekken netcode was supposedly pretty decent, right? And it didn't seem to transfer.
But
over.
MKX does have good netcode, and the beta has felt good so far. Is the one
Right,
thing.
right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, the beta felt great. As far as all the characters, I've been playing every character on my stream, so I like have learned them all. Supergirl is, if you're just like the archetypes, Supergirl is very high mobility, really great zoning. Like her walk speed is crazy. She has a teleport. Her pressure is really strong up close, but she's very low damage.
Okay.
Is kind of her weakness, and she's a slightly stubby, although she has back one too, which has great range. But yeah, she's kind of like a mobility character who has great pressure. She has all the tools, but just doesn't hit that hard.
But she has that multi-hitting breath though. That is so good,
Yeah,
man.
so the way her breath works
It's so
is,
cheap.
it's like you can hold it and it's multiple hits.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, remember Devora's cannon
I was just gonna
and,
say, yeah.
and in
The
Mortal
bug spot
Kombat,
thing.
but it's not a block button game. So like trying to hit her, if she keeps holding it and you're trying to do an attack.
Oh, you're
you'll-
just gonna be in
you
blocks
can-
then. You'll be
No,
okay.
you actually will get a button. If
Oh,
it's like
really?
forward,
So like if
if
you
it's
get
like
hit
a
in
forward
the middle,
attack.
like you legit get clipped.
Okay.
So like
Yeah,
if you're
there's no absolute guard, right? That's
No,
how Injustice
I don't
was.
think so.
Yeah, there's none.
Oh,
So the way it works is what you do is you just hit a button that's like if you have a string that's back starter, you just hit that. So Superman has a new punish. It's back two. It's this grab thing he does. So you just mash back two, and if she does the breath and then lets go, you'll get it. And if she holds it,
okay.
you'll also get it, right?
Got it.
But yeah, so it's kind of like a read you have to make, and then she can meter burn it. So she can hold the breath for a while and then meter burn it, and then like back through you get a full combo. So that's Supergirl. Superman is a tank.
Well, didn't Supergirl have like a block string infinite? Didn't Sonic Fox find one?
They thought it was a block infinite, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
the way it works is if you hold back,
Uh-huh.
the jump attack whiffs that he does, right?
Oh.
But he can hit another button that will jail you, but then you can hit him after
Right,
before
so
you,
there's a
so it's not a
mix-up
block.
there, right.
Or
Okay.
he can do an attack where he instantly whiffs in the air and lands, and he's like +1, and it's like he just floats and then whoop, instantly falls. Yeah, Sonic Fox has the craziest corner.
Oh my god!
Like the Supergirl
Even I
stuff
watched
he's doing
that.
is,
She was
dude,
stupid.
he's got like
That's
4 flies in one combo,
Right.
and it does like it does, and there's a restand at the end, so it's like you just do a bunch of fly and then
Hey, it's
restand,
Batgirl.
and then it's crazy looking.
Hey, is the game like Injustice 1 where there are wake ups that have invincibility,
Yeah,
but they don't have invincibility otherwise?
yeah. There is invincible wake up attacks.
Okay.
Not
Like
armor, it's invincible.
just invincibility, yeah. And pretty much all of them are punishable, all the wake up attacks. But yeah, like so that's Supergirl. She's kind of like an all around character, but low damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wonder how much they're gonna change. I mean, obviously, there's probably a lot of potential.
Game's
that
5
they
months
change.
out,
Right.
so
exactly.
yeah, they
Yeah,
said a lot of the
it's a
frame
while,
data
sure.
is not final. Superman is very similar to Injustice 1. He's like a tank, where he has pretty good zoning, but it's really about the footsies and damage output, right? That's kind of his thing, where he just walks you down, and when he hits you, he hurts really bad. Batman is actually a little bit more defensive in this game, I feel like.
Okay.
His zoning's a lot better.
Oh, really?
Cool.
But
Right.
he's very
Oh, yeah,
similar.
okay.
Yeah, he's very similar to the last game. And then Atrocitus is like this weird mix of like Sinestro and like Summoner Quan. And he has like this cat that he calls Dextar.
Oh, yeah.
Who is another Red Lantern. And that thing is cool. It has a projectile that's homing.
Right.
So you can do cool mix-ups where he has a string that's like mid, and then overhead, right? And it ends the string. But then he has the low projectile.
Oh.
So he can do like mid, overhead, low, and then he can call the cat
Gotcha.
to keep himself
I saw
safe,
you
or
testing
overhead,
that with
overhead, and then yeah. So he has all kinds
Okay.
of cool stuff like that. He has great normals. They have huge space. He has a great down
It's
two
definitely who I
also.
would play.
Yeah, he's super interesting characters. Lots of setups, potential, cool combos, good zoning. Like the mix-ups with the cat are super sick.
Yeah.
Like he even has like a cool mix-up where you can call the cat and then use the meter burn roll to the other side. and then like it's like a cross up, mix up. Like Batman can do the same thing with the
This is
bats.
the funniest thing is like every time you say like calling the cat, like I
Yeah.
think of like Kasumi with this giant cat. No, it's just this tiny
Little
cat.
Dex Star. Yeah, everybody was
Uh-huh.
telling me that like James has to play Atrocitus because he
The
gets to
cat.
summon a
Yeah,
cat.
pretty
Gets to
much,
summon a
yeah.
cat. Like it's so cool. Yeah.
that cat is evil though, man.
So the thing.
I know.
The
See,
evil cat.
It's
That's
an evil cat.
Evil cat, man.
Is it real? Though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Red Lantern. He's
Yeah.
He's a Red Lantern. He's that's
Evil
that.
cat?
that
All,
But-
all red lanterns are evil.
because their rings are powered by rage. So
they're just bad.
yeah, like to me,
like I said, I had someone tell me the whole lore of the whole thing. Yeah.
Blue Lanterns.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: the game feels there's a lot of legacy there.
Yeah.
The netcode feels great. It feels very similar to Injustice 1.
Okay.
But the walk speeds are massively improved.
Yes, that was something I was going to ask about.
Ma-
That was
walk
one of the
speed is
biggest
super fast.
complaints. Okay, cool.
But
It's
I mean,
really
it-
cool
like-
because I didn't play much of First Injustice, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
But like walking back and forth definitely does not.
Felt fine.
It felt fine. Like
So-
even dashing and being like stop, I was like, oh okay, that's not bad. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the dashes are still fast, but definitely reactable. And the cool thing about the game too is like in Injustice 1 you were so slow that Superman would just walk up to you in 4, 2, 3, and you couldn't back out of the range.
Right,
Your
yeah,
walk
yeah,
speed is
yeah,
just
yeah.
so slow. But in this
Okay,
game, if
okay.
you walk up in 4, 2, 3, and you're walking back, that thing just whiffs and you just whiff punish them.
Okay.
Like I felt like whiff punishing was very powerful in this game because the walk speeds are so
Good.
fast.
Because position that is the key to
Good.
whip punishing
Yeah.
is positioning, and if you
Yeah.
don't have that ability,
Right.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very tough.
Yeah,
It
you had to be
was.
very preemptive in that game
Right.
a lot
Yeah.
of times.
But you had to have Bane
Like
and
everybody
do
was like
back
a-
forward too.
Everybody was kind of like a shorter range Makoto. Like you
Yeah,
didn't
totally.
play at this. You played at this range and dash range and dash range.
Totally. It
Yeah,
was very
also-
hard to play normal footsies.
All the top tier in that game had just like huge normals or crazy mix-ups, like because you couldn't play the normal just grounded footsies unless you were certain characters, right? But yeah, in this game the walk speed's much better.
Yeah,
It
I'm
feels
curious
feels good.
because they said they're going to announce a new character pretty soon, right?
Tomorrow?
It was the second. They said it was second, so I think it's on Thursday. They're going to announce a new
Okay.
character. So, yeah, I'm just curious to see what characters end up in the game because, like I said, I mean, I use Catwoman because people told me Cat, play
Yeah.
Cat. So I'm really curious to see what character's gonna.
I think you would
It's
like.
going to be something interesting, man. I mean, that's been NRS for the last 3 games that they've made.
Right.
They've had really interesting character
Oh yeah.
variety.
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah.
weird, cool, funky ideas. And I'm sure it's going to be the same.
I
for
like the
these
fact
new
that
ones.
like NRS games, like I'm not like the biggest NRS guy, but like when they put these characters, even Mortal Kombat characters, I always think they're gonna play the same, but they always do these interesting things with them, and I'm like, that's not gonna
They got
work.
weird
And then
stuff.
I see it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, that definitely works. That's actually
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
All the playable
Some of my favorite
characters
things about it.
in the beta right now are very different from each
Right,
other.
and not
Good.
only that too, but even like in MKX, they had the variations, which still, even though they're the same character and had a lot of same moves,
Oh,
felt very
man.
different from each other.
All right,
Yeah,
so.
for
we
sure.
should talk about the gear. That reminds.
Yes, let's. Yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk about the
How-
gear.
yeah, how does that work
Okay,
in the beta?
So I didn't
Head
realize.
shake, I see.
Oh man, here's how
Oh,
the
yeah?
gear works.
Big time head shake?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
Here's the thing about the gear. I like the gear a lot for a lot of reasons. And a
But
lot-
wait, they do have an option to just go to just stand.
turn it off, yeah.
But go ahead.
So in player matches, there's an option that pops. You hit a button and it says competitive mode on or off. So you can just turn on the gear or not, right? That's competitive
Okay.
mode.
Competitive is not gear.
Yeah. I think the ranked matches will just automatically be competitive mode, is my theory.
Yeah.
Where there's no gear. And then player matches, it's optional.
It's a bummer, man.
So here's the thing about gear. I think
you want
gear.
gear.
I just if it could be done in some interesting way, like
Hold
competitive
on.
way. But if it can't, then I don't want it. Obviously.
Here's the thing about gear that's really sick, right? So gear lets you customize your character in the way they look, but also moveset.
Right.
So they have different moves that are on there. Like, Superman's straight laser is not meter burnable. Like the one on the ground,
Okay.
just the grounded heat zap. They have like an enhanced heat zap gear you can get where you can meter burn the move. And like it gives a different function. He had like you remember Demigoddess from Wonder Woman? It's a move where she flies horizontally across the screen.
Bubble.
Superman had a version of that where like it's a gear that you can equip to get new moves, which I thought was really cool. Here's the thing: the first night I played against Rip, and he had gear on, and I had 0 gear. And I didn't notice the damage differential because I was just playing new characters and it was brand new.
Sure.
Until I hit him with a super and it did 10% because his gear was so much more powerful than me. And then I was like, that's crazy.
Sounds like a great time, right?
Right? And then I played online against some guy,
That's a
right?
bummer.
And my base stats were all like 1,000 something and his was at like 2,500. So I hit him with a full Superman combo for like 20% and he hit me with a combo I did 80% damage. And we're playing the same
Oh,
character.
no.
And not only that, but I'm trying to air laser zone him, and he's jumping and doing this full screen dive bomb move horizontally that I had no access to because I just didn't unlock that gear yet. So I was like,
Bummer.
okay, I'm going to turn the gear off. And then I played with the gear off. But the cool thing is, if you get gear that makes your character look super dope, you just equip it, and then like your character looks really cool and different from everybody else.
Oh.
Like Sonic Fox's
Okay, so you can at least have the
visual
aesthetic.
stuff on it.
Basically,
Yeah,
you can
so
customize
That's
it.
good.
all the
Okay.
gear you equip, you still get the aesthetic from it. So Sonic
Right.
Fox's Supergirl has some crazy gray, like really awesome Supergirl suit that I haven't seen any other Supergirl use so far.
Okay.
So like everybody's character looks different because the gear is really
That
cool. Like
sounds cool, then.
Batman, I've seen like 20 different cowls that he's wearing that are
Yeah,
super
I mean,
sick.
Interesting.
That's the worry right now is that if you play online, are people gonna play the gear?
They're gonna
version?
have
There
Yeah.
are definitely people who I've tried to turn on the gear mode, and they're like, "Nah, fam, I'm not turning it on." And they have way better gear than me, and I can't beat them. I hit him 8 times, and he hits me once, and damage.
But I mean, just like, because the thing is, then if people get good at that, obviously, then the game does become like kind of like it's gonna come out. And there's gonna be like DLC like to pay to buy better
Right.
gear
Of course.
and all this kind of
Of
stuff.
course,
like
that must be what they're setting up. It's just gems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but
really
I
smart,
think
though.
I think it's
that's
cool.
smart.
I like the gear a lot because I think
I-
it's great for casuals.
I
I think
yeah.
casuals will be all about it.
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
casual players will love the gear.
Okay, so it's good that the aesthetics will be there still at least.
Yeah,
Because
that's
that's
awesome.
customization.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm down for that.
It's a super deep amount of options too, because like I said, I've been watching videos and people are playing the same character, and they have wildly different outfits. So it makes me
Yeah,
happy
I think
that
that's nice.
there's actually like costumes in the game that you don't have to like choose from.
Yeah,
It's
but
just a
the
bummer
the
that
problem
they're
is like
not
like
balanced.
even if you're a casual player and you're playing them, for example, like let's say you give Superman this little horizontal charge
Right.
thing, but then he's like, I'm really interested in playing this game competitively, and then that's like, I can't use this move.
That's
Yeah.
why I saw in
So
test.
what?
I
Get
saw-
over it.
I don't know, maybe that's like your favorite move. You're like,
So what?
I saw in test
I
my.
think that's gonna be tough, man.
They were
I like driving on the other side of the road. Well, you can't do that here. Oh, well.
Well, you can. In
I
some
saw-
Well,
places.
English
Yeah.
is not really
In some places.
English
I
is
saw-
not really kind of a thing that you can just attach to Los Angeles. You know?
Maybe. Who
I saw-
knows?
There's a discussion on Test Your Might about whether the special moves should be allowed, like whether the customization for the
I think
special
that's
moves
such a
should be
cool
allowed.
idea, dude.
Yeah, I think the special moves. There's a chance they might make the tournament.
I think it's like the variation system,
System.
but with more control.
Customize- right. So could you?
Do you not like the idea of it, or how it is in practice?
Okay, look. I
what
think.
if they just make it so that like they limit it, like everybody can add only one special move?
Well, you can only add 2 special moves, and some special moves count as
That's
both
2.
slots.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there's a max.
really?
There's already a max.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
okay,
the game.
okay,
the game
okay.
already has a max.
Okay.
I think
okay.
that could be interesting for competitive mode. Yeah.
I like that idea, but you're not for it.
No, dude. I don't. Look. I've played. So in Tekken, you can do this. You can equip items that give you access to new moves.
I didn't know there were moves that were
Dude,
different.
Yeah, you
King
can,
gets a new super move now because he gets. They
I
have
did
this
not know
Rainmaker
that.
thing.
Oh, that's right.
That's what
yeah,
they do.
yeah,
So it was
yeah.
like in older games, he can get a chair and it changed his throw. But not only did it change his throw, it changed the way they woke up too. So it's like instead of laying them over there, they're laying right here, and you get new options.
I
And I'm
see.
like, I don't think you want to do that in a tournament setting. Like you don't to go in and test all of that. I feel like that's going to be something.
Okay,
really
I can see that being an issue, but not everybody had access to that stuff, right? Like you had to like unlock
console
it,
put like this.
right?
Even though everybody had the console version and every tournament was ran on the console version of Tekken, they did not allow customizations
Yeah.
because of
But
that.
I mean, that's the thing. So the Injustice ones, though,
I'm afraid that the
you have
gear
to
you're gonna have to
unlock
unlock.
them. Yeah, you have to unlock everything.
If
right?
the special moves are also unlock required, then okay, fine. No,
Never
problem.
mind.
I think they are.
Probably don't
Netherrealm,
have
you
them.
can unlock fatalities. You think they're not gonna let you lock all that? That's money in the bank. Like, hey,
Well,
you
the thing
want
about-
all of them? Doo-doo-doo.
That's
Go
the
down
thing
the
about
crypt or whatever the equivalent is,
The
yeah.
difference with NRS is that they would just give tournaments codes to put on their consoles so they can unlock everything.
I mean, I understand that, but I
Yeah.
even still feel like that. Like,
But
just
for
a
players, it's just like it sucks that like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to learn how to use this move. How do I find? Like now you got to look up how to unlock it. What if it's a
Yeah,
random
that's
chance?
al-
What
that's
if they
always
make
been a
it?
hassle.
What if they
Yeah.
make it like Guilty Gear fishing? You know, like to get
But
things.
that's
like
why
loot-
I'm
loot
happy.
crates,
I'm
loot-
happy that they already have a competitive mode in the beta that you
Yeah.
can turn on and there's no gear, but your character still gets to look cool from all the gear.
I guess that's a compromise. That's all
Yeah.
right.
See,
Like
I think that's cool.
I'm
'cause
like-
you still get the customize
I'm
your
already
character.
100% sure that ranked mode will have 0 gear and player match will be gear optional. And I think
Still
that's a
in
super.
Netherrealm.
I think that's a
Just don't-
super good way to
don't go
handle
too
it.
far.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to handle
No,
it.
I think that would be a perfect way to handle
Because
it.
even when you play
I just-
matches with no gear on, you still unlock new gear.
Right, but the thing, like I said, the thing
make
that
your
makes
character
me
look cool.
the thing that makes me sad then is that people will get used to doing things with their
yeah,
gear.
I think that's probably
And
true.
then all of a sudden they're not going to have access to it in ranked, and then they're going to be like, I don't ever want to play ranked, and then a tournament's not going to let me use my favorite move, then forget this.
I
you know?
think
Yeah.
for
That probably,
casual,
I mean, on the margins, that probably will happen. Probably not a ton,
Well,
but
Yeah.
probably will.
Yeah, there's tons of NRS players who are casual, who just like watch events and play, And I think they'll be totally fine just playing the gear. There's a lot of that community that's just like, I don't really care about competing. Like, I'm just gonna play and have fun.
Well, I mean, look,
We've
every
seen
game
this
that
before. Like, this isn't the first time we've seen games that gave you the option to do all these extravagant things, and you play the lesser because
and don't
you
get
want
me
that.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not even just NRS. Every community is like us. FGC is like maybe 5 to 10% of the people that
That's
play the
playing.
game.
Oh, that's
less than
optimistic.
that.
Yeah.
Definitely less than that.
So it's probably far less than that. So I totally get why the gear is there because that's like great.
I think
Dude.
I think it's cool. If I'm playing with my little cousins, like Steve, I'm playing Justice 2 too, but I use all this on. I'm like, psh, cool, I wouldn't care unless you started talking shit.
Yeah.
And then I would have to beat him up.
You gotta
But
dunk.
for the time
But
being,
were you okay with gems in Cross Tekken?
no, I like what they did. The only time I was ever okay with added on power up anything was Marvel superheroes.
Well, but you're okay with casuals having gear? Is that maybe I misunderstand?
Yeah,
No,
it's so-
customization wise, I'm cool with.
Do you mean aesthetic only?
Aesthetic only. I do not want you to have access to
GTO
special.
Gear actually says a kind of an interesting point too. Even from the casual standpoint, it might be bad because like if you're a casual player and let's say you're trying to get into the game 6 months later, everybody else has gear
Dead.
all over the place.
No, you're right.
You can't get in there
Yeah.
anymore, right?
Yeah, it's tough to level up your character to then
Right.
be
Then it
110,
becomes
right?
a
You gotta get all
World
the
of
legendaries.
Warcraft kind of PvP
You need
kind of
skill-based
thing where you
matchmaking,
need
probably.
more
I hear
time,
you.
right?
Yeah,
So-
I think if you have skill-based matchmaking,
And
you can probably
even
minimize.
World of Warcraft, when you're in like an arena,
Like
when you're
PvP
playing against
and
somebody
stuff?
else, PvP, yeah, like it gets rid of now does the extra advantages of
Yeah.
gear.
Oh,
like,
really?
Cause
Yeah.
it's-
Also, that's one thing that gear
Even they
has.
do that now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. There was like a thing in the beta about equalizing character levels, so that like they're like both characters are the same level, so that there wasn't going to be like a weird
Now-
scenario where someone
now-
was super
Right.
buff.
Now I will
Okay.
say, if they could say no competitive and you still get those added moves, not as bad, but I still feel like you run into the same situation
Yeah.
where there will be new situations that you have to adapt to.
I guess I just feel like it should be possible to balance around the special moves.
But-
Like if there are
but
like
it's
3 or
just
4
like-
special moves, I feel like
I mean,
it's and the game starts with the special moves, not with the like looks of the gear or like you do 10% extra damage. Just the special moves being pickable.
Yeah.
I feel like that could
I
lead
mean-
to like interesting variety.
I
Do
agree,
you
yeah.
feel like they should have options for? Do you think that if they get access to this move, that they should lose another move? Do you think it should just replace
That's
another
how it
move?
works right
see
now.
what I'm saying right now? Smash Wii U. We've already
Yeah.
had this.
Yeah,
I was very
We
much
had-
like that.
Yeah,
But
we
there's-
had
but
customs already.
but that's in that situation. You had to grind like stupid
Right,
stuff.
yeah,
In order
exactly,
to get the special. I remember
exactly.
doing that. That was terrible.
Uh-huh,
but
uh-huh.
if instead it just starts with the pickable special moves, I don't know if they could do that. They probably won't. But I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, it could be.
But if it's not like that, if you have to grind for it, then fine. They shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, I think the gear is
That's
cool.
all, man.
I think it's cool for casuals.
Like I just
It looks nice.
I just
Yeah.
really like the variation system, alright? I think it's
Yeah, I
sick
think it
that
is too.
Kano is a
Oh,
grappler
yeah,
and a zoner and a
uh-huh,
mid-range
uh-huh.
character. Like, I think that's sick, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if there could be something like that in Injustice, I'm all for that, but if it's not practical, then okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but the game is really fun. I think.
Anyway.
I think the gear system is actually really cool.
Working warrior. You're right. It's not gonna work, David.
It probably won't.
See, the way they should do it is that each month that goes by, as like when you first log in online, like they have like their like NetherRealms account, right? The first time you log in, like each month you get more and more points to like spend on gear.
That game-
Just leveling up, yeah.
That game
Yeah.
has so many people playing, and
'Cause, I
it's
mean-
going to be such a big sell to everybody. It's going to be like the best selling fighting game, right?
I mean,
it's like
isn't-
it's just
isn't
going to
that-
sell like a crazy amount of copies.
Isn't that like how
Probably.
WoW kind of is now? Like when you create a character, don't you start at like level 30 already?
Oh, if you
or
start a
something?
new one now, if you like, or you buy a new character, you can do it either way. Yeah, you start at 100.
I just thought about it.
You start at 100, you still got to get up to 110. So you're not at max level.
Right.
Well, they just put you at 100.
Well, it's been throughout
Right,
the
yeah,
every
yeah,
expansion is like 10 more. So,
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
now it's
What-
at 100 to 110.
Okay.
What if like they do the seasonal thing, and instead of you getting to select those moves, kind of like how they did in Guilty Gear, they just eventually work them into the game.
Okay.
Like it just they
Maybe.
might not have those two moves that season, but in the second DLC patch,
guess I'm not opposed to
bam,
that. I don't know, it
might
could be
actually be
interesting.
pretty good. Now that would be interesting.
It could be
If
interesting.
you gave me a seasonal, I'm getting a new move. I feel like there's not many games that do that anyway. Give my character a new move, and then that way I'll have more incentive to go back to relearn that character. Because
Yeah.
NRS games are notorious for it. Obviously, we all know that.
Because like remember, Rising Thunder did the same thing. You could pick your special move.
Right.
For certain
Right,
things.
yeah, that's
but everything
totally-
was instantly available.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it was
if it's like that, then I'm for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Will they do that? You're probably right that they won't.
It's probably just going to be competitive mode as the default character. default stats, but you get to wear your gear and look cool.
Yeah,
Which
and,
is totally
and
cool
by
with me.
that, yeah, okay, that's cool on its own.
I think that the whole gear system to me just seems like a cool way to give casual people something to do. Like another reason to stay and play the game, right? Is to grind
That's
and
what I
unlock
like
new
about
gear.
it. That's what I like about
Sure.
it. Yeah.
And it is cool that people can make their character look how they want. Like that matters too.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I actually like that better than like
So, I mean-
full blown
Yeah, like my Superman-
in by the
No,
company.
totally.
My Superman, I unlocked this cool headpiece thing that like I haven't seen anybody else wear. I don't even know what it's like. This weird like metal.
Do people know how the
Looks
drops work?
stupid,
Like, is
man.
it random? Do you get random gear?
I have no idea. I don't know if anybody's done the research, but he has like this. I have like a special S emblem for my Superman, and then like a metal face mask thing that he's wearing that like it looks crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
He
I
looks-
just need
he
to
looks
call
cool.
GTO Akira like our correspondent in the
What
chat.
do you got, GTO
That's
Akira?
But look, he was basically saying like one of the problems is still that it doesn't feel like a comic book. It still has
the music
crappy
sucks.
music.
Oh,
and-
look,
yeah.
you got to know what you're signing up for, man.
Yeah. Welcome to Injustice.
NRS games.
Injustice.
Like, they have weird looking movements. What they do,
Yeah.
they're not gonna not
their
do
dash
that.
still goes. Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah,
you
the
know?
little
their legs
little
are like.
feet. Yeah,
It's funny
gonna be
because-
like that. Like, there's not gonna be music. That sucks. I
They
totally
do
get
have
it, but
music. It's just super
No.
ominous and like
it's
Right,
I
no,
was-
but dude,
like it's
Wait,
so whack.
Everybody,
Jesus.
hold on. I was streaming the game. I'm streaming it to my stream, and people in the chat are like, "Yo, why'd you turn the music off? Why is there no music? Like, why'd you turn the music volume down?" I went to options. Music is set to 10. 10 out of 10 on the volume level. My
It's
music was
legitimately-
maxed out.
It's like funeral music. It's like you're
Haven't
walking
I-
into a home to pick out
Haven't I
a
said
casket.
like if you played MKX and it was the whole time was going Mortal Kombat,
That'd be sick, dude.
like it would
That'd be
like
sick.
the game
Look,
would
James,
be so sick.
I played so much Mortal Kombat in my life, and the only MK song that I can recall is that one.
Right.
And that's not
Uh-huh.
even, yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2 had some of the
I
sickest
just don't
music.
remember
Mortal
MK1
Kombat
or
2 and
MK2.
3?
Like,
Jesus,
MK1
man. That music
no,
was
I know that
amazing.
stage. I recognize that stage.
That
Look,
shit is good.
it's terrible.
It's
It's terrible.
That shit is
Yeah.
tight, man.
Yo,
Whatever, dude.
All awful.
I actually can't tell you the music to a single Mortal Kombat X stage.
Of course you
And
can.
I have
I have
played the
never-
game.
Actually, you know what? I can.
Which one?
Is it Jinsei Chamber?
Oh, because you picked that one a lot?
Yeah, just
I
because
can
I,
kind of
just
think
'cause
of
I
what it
use that for
sounds like.
training mode,
Like, couldn't
basically.
you,
That's
couldn't you
all.
like could you imagine if like on the Batman stage you hear
That would be fucking. That would be sick.
That'd be sick.
The animated style will be hype as hell, man.
Sick, man.
Get the Danny Elfman, get
Super
the
sick.
John Williams.
Hey, you know, I
You're
always-
just gonna be disappointed, friends. That's all.
I
Look,
always-
I
it'd be
heard
awesome.
the music today. I
Yeah.
did, and I was playing, and I was just like, why do I feel like I'm in like a funeral home, like playing
Yeah.
this game? It
That's
was so
intentional.
sad.
Like, that's what they do.
Jesus, man, they need
Yo.
y'all need a new sound guy because that
I'm
is
telling
horrible.
you.
That shit was boring,
I'm
and
telling
I was
you.
about to cry.
They got good sound people. That's the thing. Like, the sound itself
great.
is good.
It's good.
The music is
come on,
completely
give me something,
forgettable.
man.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The fact that every time I start my stream, I always play music. The fact that I've fighting game music. The fact that I've never picked music from a single NRS game.
Right.
Because I can't remember a damn theme. But I still play Marvel themes all the time. I play Marvel 2 and Marvel 3's themes all day. But I can't remember a single NRS theme. And
Marvel themes are iconic. People
Yeah.
still compare the new Marvel themes to the old Marvel
Somebody
themes. You know?
tweeted at me today. Was like, "Yo, you kept playing the cave theme on your stream, and now it's like stuck in my head." I was like,
We gotta hide
"Yeah,
Man, that is man.
yeah."
You know,
That's
I
good
didn't
stuff.
really like Marvel 2 bass music until I went to all these tournaments and they started changing it. Like, at first I was just like, man, get this shit out of here. Give me the NFL, pick my character thing. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun,
for sure.
I was like, this is sick. And then,
pretty
like, after like 4 months, I'm like, I want to go for a ride. Come on, man.
Everybody misses
I
that.
just want to go for a ride, damn it. You know?
Anyway, they're not gonna make good music. You just gotta know that's what you're signing up for. But the
gotta-
rest of the game sounds like it's cool.
No,
I gotta
it's-
try it myself.
Look, if
Certainly
I'm having
Injustice
fun, I
1
know
was.
it's good.
Well,
Yeah.
look, I mean, you've played it. You've played it a little bit. You just haven't had a chance yet,
I mean,
right?
I've had plenty of chances. I just haven't felt like playing video games.
Just
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
your
I
code.
know,
I
I
will
know.
play it.
I already used the code.
Well, so you don't have a code?
I don't have a code.
So I don't have a code either.
Oh,
That's why I
man.
haven't played it. I can't. I would have tried it. I don't have a code.
I
for
would
it.
have been
games.
playing it. Damn
NRS,
Look,
NRS, come on.
Here's
come
what
on.
happened. The day the codes went out, I checked my email and I was like, I'm gonna have to make an esports call.
Oh man.
I hopped on the phone to the nearest NRS cop. I was like,
So I'm gonna have to do
That's
this. I'm
what
gonna have to pull
I
some
found
muscle
one
here.
in my Twitter DMs. I didn't need to do anything at all. They
Yeah.
were just like, here you go. And I was like, all right.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself,
Sorry, I haven't played it. So
I'm thinking to myself like,
Dude, someone in the chat said it's white code privilege. Dude.
oh, is that what it is?
It's starting to feel that way. It is starting to look that way.
Just hit up the
I'm not
NRS
surprised. The
comps.
political state of the United States is just complete. No, I'm messing around.
Just hit up the NRS comps.
I need to, but I definitely want to play it because I had a lot of fun playing it.
Isn't it like once you become president, you have to like your looks and stuff become public property, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't. There's some limitations still,
Like,
but in
so
general,
you
not.
probably
yeah.
couldn't put Donald Trump in Mortal Kombat X and like do fatalities on him or anything like that.
It's arguable.
I think you could. Remember they put
It's arguable.
they put like
Well, they put
Bill
like
Clinton and
in
Obama
NBA Jam.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
what was that
that was
game?
NBA Jam you're talking about.
No, it was a game more recently. It was Obama was in there,
Oh.
and I think I can't remember who else. It was like Bill Clinton was in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that free roaming game, the destruction game. Oh man,
I don't
somebody knows what I'm talking about. I know they know what I'm
In
talking
any case,
about.
yeah, I mean, you might be able to have him in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But yeah, NBA Jam definitely had like Clinton
Yeah, there's
and
Clinton in
stuff
there,
like that.
yeah.
So, oh, boom, shakalaka. Anyways,
Anyways,
okay, I need a code. NRS. I
they're
need a
not
code.
watching this.
No, they're definitely
He needs
not
a code.
watching.
He needs a
I
They're
code.
definitely not watching.
Someone clip this and like tweet
Send it to
out.
NRS.
Send it to
Saints
NRS.
Row. That
Look.
was the game.
Oh,
Wait, no, it's not
Saints Row,
Saints Row.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not it. That's definitely not it.
All I know is that like a lot of the top
I could be wrong.
a lot of the top NRS like players have codes and like none of them were streaming. So I guess I was like,
What a bunch
someone's
of
got to
morons.
stream it. I'll do it. So I just been
You've
streaming.
been taking up those sweet stream numbers, lapping them up.
Dude, I like the first time I turned it on, I had like 700 for Street Fighter or something.
Mm-hmm.
I switched to Injustice Boom 1K. I was like,
Dang.
esports
Those
numbers.
esports numbers.
Esports numbers.
Okay.
I put all the gear on. I was like, guys, check out my sweet Neato gear. And like all the casuals were like, oh, gear, bro. And I was like, yeah. That's how it went. That was the whole thing.
Well, it's a good thing those casuals are definitely not watching this show.
There's not a show
You
for the
scare them
casuals.
off
Yeah, I'd scare them
with your
off.
bros. Anything else about Injustice Beta for now?
It's sick. I'm a big fan.
I like
Netcode feels great. Gameplay feels great.
It'd be nice to actually be able to play it.
As someone who
It'll be around
started
for a little while.
who started their competitive like play in Injustice 1, feels good, man.
That's wild.
Feels good,
That
man.
was your first competitive game. It was
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, man.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Look where I am
It
now.
was literally 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually what it was.
Yeah. And then that's when I started commenting.
Okay.
What a time! All right, well, I guess that's it for that. Keep an eye on that. Do you want to take a break and then we can talk about maybe Frosties?
Yeah, let's talk about Frosty Faustings after this. Be right back.